Good morning and welcome to Kiev. Good morning and happy birthday, Kiev. Today is the 1,800th anniversary or something since 482, if you can do the math. But today I'm gonna go meet my Ukrainian school that I just started taking classes at, and we're gonna do a little scavenger hunt or something. Let's go take a look. But this was the old city gate, the Golden Gate of Kyiv. Now it's a place for people to meet friends, take the metro, sell flowers. It's a nice little area. My stand-up comedy club is around here too, and one week I made a joke saying, all these people that live in Ukraine have some kind of heritage. A lot of Canadians, from the diaspora, maybe they never really knew anything about their ancestry. Like Americans, they might know they're Italian or Irish or something, but they don't really know that much about it. But many have never even been back to Ireland or Italy. Well, in Canada, a lot of people were Ukrainian, but never really knew about it until the war. And I made a joke saying, turns out my ancestors were also in Kyiv. And actually, they entered right around here, around 1385.
Let's welcome him on stage, Johnny Jan.
So I was gonna talk about my circumcision, but the topic's been taken already. Sorry. So maybe I'll answer the most common question I always get as a foreigner. I'm not Ukrainian, by the way. Anyone else here not from Ukraine originally? Raise your hand. But thankfully we didn't come back. Well, most of us didn't come back. We came back peacefully. So yeah, whenever Russians were like, yeah, we gotta take back our historical land, I'm like, my ancestors also had a lot of historical land we're not trying to take back. Is this the Swedish embassy? Anyways, it's a beautiful, beautiful area. I don't know if for Kyiv Day people buy flowers specifically, but I definitely want to get some Kyivsky cake at one point. I don't know who this designer is, but I really like this ad. Beautiful, yeah? Shout out to Katya Slivenchenko, definitely Ukrainian. And also to big dziękuję and how do you say it? Dzień dobry to all my Polish followers. I know I don't give you guys enough credit. You guys have been helping Ukraine since day one, reluctantly, but you also realize that Russia is a huge threat to Poland and the rest of Europe as well. So, dziękuję for your help. Dziękuję, Dziękuję for your help. I never really liked this neighborhood that much because there's no supermarkets or gyms, but how cool would it be to live in this building right there? This old pre-revolutionary building. The weather the last few days has been a bit rainy and drab, I'd say. But here it is, my Ukrainian language school, language lab. We are having a little celebration today, and they have a really beautiful facility. I think these are all the students and maybe some of the staff, I guess. Hello.
People are nervous now.
Hello, Dori. Nice to finally meet you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Nice to see you.
After the night, are you okay?
Hello. Johnny.
Hello, Alona.
Alona, nice to meet you. So we got this beautiful mural here, actually, of the kind of the Vikings, I guess. I ask you about these murals. Do you know who they are?
Oh, well, that's a huge story.
Yes.
But it's not really the Ukrainian history, It's originally, this is Bogatyrs,
Okay.
Bohatiri, Ukrainskoyo. They came from Ukraine, but Russia stole this history from us.
Wow.
And they are became the part of the Russian history,
Ah.
unfortunately.
But to me, they look like Vikings almost. Or no, maybe not.
Kinda, but in Ukrainian folklore, they call bohatiri.
Okay.
It's like a huge warriors, like
Okay.
the fighters, the most strong man
Yes.
in the world.
And
It's
do you know approximately when this was? Like what year it was?
in like 10 or 9th century.
Okay. But Moscow was like not even existing then. It was like a swamp. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yes,
That's okay.
but they stole this history from us.
They tried to steal everything. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I didn't meet this guy, but he looks very cute. Hello. What's his name?
Her name's Luna.
Luna. Hey, Luna. Привет.
That's why let's very fast introduction of everybody here.
The best thing about Kyiv is architecture. I agree somewhat.
Thinking about this great city and this great day today. So our plan right now is to continue, and the weather is good, so we're going to get moving, and we'll be having a little tour, so to speak. But we are not professional tour guides, okay?
Okay, so we have decided to go for a little city tour, and I've actually never been in this yard before, so I'm curious what it is.
A circle, come close, or you come
Of the first multi-engine airplanes and helicopters.
So this is the birthplace and the home of Igor Sokolsky, who was born here in Kyiv, and then immigrated to the U.S. During the Russian Revolution, and he was the inventor of the helicopter, the modern-day helicopter. It's pretty cool. So, second stop is Golden Gate. We're back here.
Defense wall, so they were the main gates to enter the Kiev. So if you imagine we to stand there, it could not be Kiev in time of Kiev and Rus. It was something like outside the very Kiev. And so now it's a very center of Kiev. It's like heart of Kiev. But this was the edge of Kiev in the period of Kiev and Rus. It just
So Podil was like the original Kyiv.
so Podil, yeah,
part
it
of
was
it.
very Kiev, and this was so. Now we are standing here.
Oh, nice.
It was the
So the
edge.
beginning of it.
It was the edge of
It's
Kiev.
like
We are
I think means like the
standing
lower area.
Yeah.
So it's like the commoners would live down there, and there'd be a lot of since it's along the river, there'd be like merchants.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, so
wealthy
these are
people and
golden
stuff up
gates.
here in the city.
Oh,
This
nice.
was Kiev.
That
It
makes
was,
sense.
like, tiny.
So like the if you see the Tithe Church is down this way, where they just have the foundation of it. But this was like one of the old.
Even special table and flowers which dedicated to Anna Yaroslavna. So all the daughters, all the children of Yaroslav Mudry, they were educated as well. And when Anna moved to France, she took with her Evangelia, this religious book.
You know, I've been to this gate so many times, but it's nice to actually hear from someone who knows the history. This is the reason why this gate still stands, and the other two gates have basically fallen. This one, even though my ancestors did come here, we didn't get through. The Mongolians were not able to get through, even though we tried multiple times. So the Golden Gate was a stronghold. I guess, unfortunately, fortunately, depending on if you're asking the Mongolians or the Ukrainians, we did get through on the other gates later on, but this one held strong. And Yaroslav the Wise, he was the one whose idea was to build it, and he was really smart because even though Ukraine could have been at war with all of Europe, just because at the time everyone was fighting each other, he decided to marry his daughters to different kingdoms. So, for example, the most famous is the one in France.
That is the history or the legend that we share.
Before Christmas, they made the table, we wish you a Merry Christmas and world without Russians.
Guys, just randomly in these courtyards, look how full it is. And here's the legendary raven. Hello. Sorry. You're just like the kids from the camp. They were doing this too. You never grow out of it. Hello.
Well-known place in Kiev, Yard with Raven. It's here for more than 30 years. So actually it's the same old as independent Ukraine is. And when you rescue someone, you know that they're supposed to live in the wild. But unfortunately, after being rescued and being treated, and people took care about them, they can't be back to the wild.
Name was Odin, if you know legend about fairy tales about common Celtic god. It's like metaphorical form of understanding what fucking stored on this DNA, the connections in the mind. For comparing, we human beings, we have 4 billion neurons, maybe more, and only 800 million connections between them. It's 16 times higher in the case of the bird. Communicating with them, I understood that the main language.
All right, so these ravens are super interesting. They are rescues. I wonder what's going to happen when they get old, if there's going to be new ones. But this is a really cool courtyard. It's a weekend, which is why it's completely packed. But it's like one of these kind of hidden secrets in Kyiv where you can go have a nice coffee and just hang out. And they have good burgers here too, actually. You'll never find these places unless you know someone, though. It's like in a secret courtyard. Okay, so now we have made it to St. Sophia, which I accidentally called St. Michael's in the last video, but this one's St. Sophia.
So where are we?
St. Sophia.
Come on. Sophia Cathedral, Golden Gate, and some other monuments. So it's in Kiev.
Yeah.
Do you know when it was built? 1037. And by who? Who was it sponsored by, obviously?
Yaroslav.
Yaroslav the Wise.
Exactly. Why? What was the reason?
So this was built in the beginning of the 11th century, like 10 whatever something. And it was built or commissioned by Yaroslav the Wise after they had a big battle with Constantinople. And it was their kind of rival. And it's actually a very similar building. And funny enough is at the time this was built, Moscow was still a swamp. So for everyone that says like Moscow has such a great history, like this was already here when Moscow didn't have any buildings.
Remember that I told you that Yaroslav the Wise was very wise, so he was giving his daughters away. So Knyazina Anna, the Queen of France, was popular in France. And when in the 30s of the 20th century the Soviets wanted to destroy it, France found out about it, and they stopped them from destroying. To avoid the political, problem, they said okay. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had it.
Wow.
So it's an amazing place.
So merci to France for saving this during the Soviet times, because the Russians during Soviet times, USSR, they hated religion, like they banned religion, they hated all these kind of old things, and if they didn't use it for, like a military purpose, they just destroyed them. And thank God, thank France for having them survive. So for all those who always say like, oh yeah, Russia cares so much about religion and their all this stuff. Russia is the USSR. Like people, they always claim that they are the real leaders of the USSR, that even today the USSR still legally exists. You have to remember, Russia wanted to destroy all religion and really all of Ukraine.
Ukraine, the bells only
Rang?
rang 2 times.
Oh.
Once in 1241, when Mongolians invaded Kiev, and the second time in 2013 when the Maidan happened.
Ah.
Yeah, that's it.
So really, really beautiful area that we took the children here to. And the square often has things going on here. I hope you guys are enjoying this little tour of Kyiv. Even though everything seems very normal and peaceful, we've actually been attacked 2 nights in a row by Russian Shahed drones, and the last night were missiles.
Russia has launched its biggest air attack on Ukraine since its invasion in 2022. Ukraine says nearly 400 drones and missiles hit cities overnight. The strikes killed more than a dozen people, including 3 children. Homes in Odessa burned and cars were destroyed. Attacks hit on Kiev Day, which is a holiday celebrated in the city. Ukraine calls it a terror campaign.
Lashing out over Russia's continued attacks on Ukraine. President Trump posting on social media that Vladimir Putin has, quote, gone absolutely crazy. This comes less than a week after the 2 leaders spoke for 2 hours in an effort to move toward peace negotiations.
I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people. We're in the middle of talking and he's shooting rockets into Kiev and other cities. I don't like it at all.
Comments came after a deadly Russian drone barrage over the weekend. And
it's one of those, it's hard to explain unless you actually live here and have been under this for many years, but life goes on after big attacks. So on one hand, you get people who say, oh, life looks so normal, people are at cafes, people are out. Where's the war? You know, this isn't like in Syria where, you know, Russia bombed it all, destroyed everything, or in Gaza where, you know, Israelis bombing everything, destroying everything. In Kyiv, first off, we have a very good air defense, and the Russians aren't within artillery range. So they can't physically destroy this stuff. They try. They spend millions of dollars on missiles, and they destroy one building at a time. But Kyiv is a very big city with lots of people. 30 million in Ukraine and 3 million here. So life goes on, guys. I sincerely hope and pray that nobody watching this ever needs to understand firsthand what living in a war zone is like, because we should never have it. It never should be necessary. But it is what it is right now, and hopefully it ends. But more importantly, that never starts again. You know, all the Ukrainians are very happy that there's foreigners here because it makes them feel a bit less alone, and like life kind of goes on. But one day, hopefully in the future soon, it's going to be so peaceful that people are going to come here and then they're going to start hating foreigners, saying there's too many. But that'll be a good problem when it happens. So life goes on here. So Paul is a famous French bakery in Ukraine, and I've seen it in France. But here they're really fancy. In France?
No, in France, Paul is not considered a good bakery. If you want a good bakery, you don't go to Paul. And it's very funny to see, like abroad in other countries, how it is considered.
But are they this beautiful in France?
No, I've never seen that beautiful places. You know, like usually Paul, you can find it at the train stations. Overpriced sandwich.
But is it tasty, or is it just like okay?
No, it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's always the same, and it's not the best.
So it's like a chain, like
industrial way of making the bread.
It's kind of like in the US, like Pizza Hut is a really a mediocre, not good pizza place. But in Asia, Pizza Huts are really nice. Yeah. But yeah, Paul here, like for us, it's the most authentic French bakery. So they're always beautiful.
I was seeing people like sitting in a terrace and having a nice cake.
Yeah.
No, it's not happening like that in France.
But not at Paul, but at other places. Yes,
yeah.
Of course. Well, thank you, merci. Oh, we have all this stuff from the grandma's attics. But one person's trash is another person's treasure, I think. And here's some Vyshyvankas. That's nice. So now we are on the top of this beautiful hill. I actually don't know anything about this area, so I'm excited to learn.
Not literal translation of a legend, but Kiev sat down on one mountain. He was the eldest brother, and his brother Shek. They founded a city and named it in honor of their brother Kyiv. So Kyiv, it literally means of its city of Kyiv. And if you look at this pattern, it's the same like Lviv. It's a city of lion. It's city of Lev, and other cities in Ukraine can have this pattern as well.
Final 3 words and that's it. So this is St. Andrew's Andriivsky Sobor and Andriivsky Uзвіз and St. Andrew's Descent. It's not that old, it's not as old as the Cathedral of Sophia, but it is also part of Sophia Kievska.
So really interesting to come here and see the tour, but now we're gonna go eat together. Now we're heading to lunch. Oh, I've never been here before. Garlic restaurant, garlic. Okay, look at this beautiful restaurant. Hello. Hello. Oh, beautiful place. Really, really nice. All right, so I'm having lunch with the big group and with Aaron. What'd you think of the tour? What'd you think of Kyiv?
It was great. I love walking around the city, so it was a good time.
Yeah, enjoyed it. What are you doing in Ukraine?
I'm here with my girlfriend. She's Ukrainian, born in Kharkiv, but she's lived in Kyiv most of her life. She moved to the US, but then she decided to come back and finish her studies.
So you decided to move with her? Oh, are you working or are you just...
I'm working. I work for a Ukrainian startup.
You're asking the most important question is what did you order?
Borscht.
Green or red?
Green this time.
Green one with the fish?
It's amazing here.
You?
Green the same.
Also green borscht? Okay.
And Kyiv cake.
Oh, for dessert we need to get it, yeah, because Kyiv Day.
I already booked one.
Yeah. But you know what is better than Kyiv cake? Is Uzhgorod cake.
Which one?
Uzhgorod.
What is that?
It's like Kyiv cake, but Uzhgorod.
What is it like?
Imagine Kyiv cake, but more fresh. And like with more cream.
No.
It's really nice. Okay, we'll try it here.
My name is Maya. I'm so sorry for English because it's not so good, but I'll try, okay, to say a few words about our restaurant and special day for today. You know, today is Kiev's day. It's special day for our city, and it's important that you are here in this day. You know about our situation in our country, because I'm thankful for you because you are here today with us, with Ukrainian people. So let's.
Дякую. Дякую, guys.
Today, Johnny,
Oh.
we give a special certificate in our restaurant. Here is invitation with dinner with our chef.
Wow!
Yeah, with our chef.
Oh my God! Wow!
Yes, because this
Thank you.
for Johnny. Thank you very much. This is for
Doozy, дякую. Thank you. Man, with the chef. Nice.
Yes, thank you, Xenia. Thank you, Esty.
Yes, no?
Ukrainian cooking class?
We'll do both.
Pretty well. So, man, I didn't realize we went to dinner with the chef. That's really nice. It's a cool restaurant. It's farm to table, all locally sourced products from the Kyiv region. And yeah, let's see how the food is. I'm excited. So this is the green borscht. Oh, wow. Are you supposed to dump that inside, maybe? Nice. Fresh herbs, farm to table, slow food.
It's
Sorrel.
Yeah.
Do we have that in the U.S.? Is it charred, maybe?
Yes, we have sorrel in the U.S.
Okay.
It's actually not called sorrel in Ukrainian. It's like a nature preserve area outside of Kyiv. Walk around by 2-3 hours. They have horses, boars.
How's the borscht?
Yes. Never been the same place.
Wow, fantastic. Nice. Oh, it looks like the red borschts are here. Oh, this is nice. It's a meat pampushka. It's almost like a pulled pork sandwich. And then let's take a look. Do I not eat smetana? Where's the sour cream? Дякую. We were just talking about it. Дякую. All right. The borscht was very good. This was amazing. That would have been enough for lunch, but I also ordered this, which I probably didn't need, to be honest. Oh, I can't cut it. Look who showed up. Kayla signed up. You signed up.
So nice to see you. Yeah, well, because I saw your post. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, see, it worked. It already worked. Vlaska.
Have a seat, I will move.
Oh, guys.
And also, it's kind of annoying.
How's hair? How's my hair?
It's kind of getting like actually crazy. Like even in Warsaw, it's like 6 times people coming up.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like coming up to me like,
Oh yeah, people know you.
even today, like,
That's good.
It's actually quite shocking.
Yeah, and I'm hoping and praying that they don't come up with a grenade or something.
No, we don't want this.
Because I think a lot of people, all the Russians hate you.
Yes. Yes.
Anyone who supported Assad's regime in Syria hates you.
Of course, yes.
Who else hates you? Anyone who doesn't like LGBT or
Yeah,
they all hate you as well.
Yes.
But I like you. So thank you for coming. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
All right. If anyone somehow does recognize him, Colin reports.
Since I started speaking facts about Russia, the death threats from Russians has been non-stop. Apparently, being a journalist with a camera is all it takes to set you guys off. Because here's what I've learned in Ukraine. When you threaten people in a democracy, it only makes them more determined. Out here, intimidation doesn't shut people up, it makes them louder. And that's why I'm going to commit to make more reports from the front lines in this country to show the world what your leader is doing to people here every single day.
You went to the front line pretty recently.
Well, yeah, usually I go to Kherson. I do a lot of reporting about the drone attacks there. I went to Kursk and then do a lot of stuff in Pokrovsk.
Holy shit.
But I went to Syria when Assad fell and just sort of traveled wherever things were happening. And now I just came back from Brussels to confront videos.
Yeah, this idiot parliament member of Cyprus, shame on you. And this guy's a freaking idiot. And I feel bad because he's a YouTuber. He got famous. He's like the Donald Trump of YouTube, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Just saying crazy stuff, got popular, got elected. And now he was voting against bringing back kidnapped Ukrainian children, and somehow you convinced him to do an interview with you.
That took a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Because I interviewed one of his old friends who was like, okay, all he cares about is views. If you want to get him down, all he cares about is his views.
Yeah.
To get views. So I uploaded a video saying I was exposing him to TikTok, got 1 million views.
Yeah.
And then he immediately unblocked me and replied to me. He was like, okay, we can do something else.
Oh my God.
They told you that they have evidence that I'm a Russian asset.
But on top of that, the evidence is what you post.
This evidence?
The evidence is what you post on your feed that gets millions of views and shared by pro-Kremlin accounts. That makes you an asset to Russia. But do you know what a Russian asset is?
So you don't have evidence?
Do you know what a Russian asset is?
So you said you did an investigation.
Anyone watching this can look at your feed and see the evidence. You've been repeating Kremlin lies and lines continuously. That is the evidence that you're a Russian asset.
I paid everything with my own money in the Moscow trip, from my own pay.
And why did you do that?
And why did I do
Why would
that?
you spend your own money going to a Russian military celebration during an active invasion of the biggest country in Europe?
My friend, I didn't went to the Russian celebration
Do you know
of
what
the
VE
Victory
Day is?
Day.
It's a celebration of military
I
celebration.
didn't went to the Russian celebration of the military parade.
Είμαι εδώ μέσα στη Ρωσία. Ήρθα εδώ με άλλους ευρωβουλευτές. Κοίαν κοινές ηθικές αξίες. Κανένας πολιτικός, ούτε από την Κύπρο, ούτε από την Ελλάδα, ήρθε στη Ρωσία.
But he also wanted to do it under his own terms. He was like, I'll invite you in, I'll give you a press pass, we'll do it in a private room. He was going to film it and selectively edit it. So I found contacts who were already MEPs who were in Parliament.
I told them to fold it, yeah.
I went in and set up 2 chairs right opposite each other in like the middle of the fucking Parliament so that he couldn't run away. And then told him 15 minutes before, by the way, I'm already set up. Let's do it here, like come and meet me.
Oh
and he
my
had to
God.
sit down and he didn't have his own crew. Like I had like, an entire film crew. And I think that's why it worked quite well, because it wasn't on his terms.
You know what? You're a smart guy. Smart lad.
It was calculated.
Yeah. So for everyone who keeps saying, Johnny, why aren't you a better journalist? I'm not a journalist. This is the journalist.
This was like old school journalism.
Yeah.
This was like John Sweeney level. Like,
I'm going to leave this stuff up to you. I'm going to keep talking about my food videos and showing the human side of Kyiv. But thank you for what you're doing. Keep it up. And don't get killed.
I'll try not to.
Okay. Cheers. My smetana. we were just talking about how great Donetsk is before Russia came to liberate you.
Yes.
You are from Donetsk. You grew up there.
Yeah.
All right. All of you.
All of us.
Okay. Can I clear this up once and for all?
Yes.
Okay. Did you need or want Russia to come and liberate your town?
No. Life was amazing before
I
they
didn't have
received
any
it.
problems with language and something like this, actually.
Okay. So Russia invaded your city, and all this bullshit about them coming to help you, that you needed them, wanted them.
It
it's
is
all
bullshit. Yes, it is bullshit.
Thank you.
Well, Russia, the mentality of Russia is to flood a place with Russians years in advance, so that when Russia invades there, they can
say it's
highlight a
like
few
Russia,
Russians and say, "Oh, look, everyone's celebrating. This is what they did with Crimea. This is what they did with the Donbass." Is they slowly flood them with Russians, and then they say, "Oh, look, it wants to be Russian." It's complete bullshit. Yeah.
But again, it happened like long ago, and then people started feeling Ukrainian, and everything was fine. And I mean, originally there was no Donetsk, right? There was nothing, and John Hughes started the plant, metallurgical plant over there. So people started getting there to get a settlement, to basically work there. So it was from everywhere. It was a mixture, but nobody wanted to be saved. I hope so. At least.
Bye bye. Okay, it was a really nice meal and a nice discussion, but that is it, guys. Well, this is where I'm going to end the vlog, but we are back where we started at Zolty Golden Gate. Zolty Vorova. Zolty Vorova. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Goodbye. Vacation. Oh, look. Listen. Bye-bye. Take care. Just as the air alarm just started. Crazy, crazy Russia, guys. Crazy Russia.